The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. The ball is teed up, and with the boots, the NFL postseason has officially begun. Here's White on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
All right. All right, fellas.
Tua taken right to the air. Finds him over the middle. And this one does not go far.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Tua now from the gun. Into the hands of Elijah Moore. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's going to be 1st down, Kansas City.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Running for the first time now with a man out of Texas Tech. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. They get 22 out of that play. And that's a Chiefs 1st down. All set to go now from the 35.
Jeff.
First down, here's Tua. He's got Khalil Shakir. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Go ahead. 22
From the red zone now. Headed out right. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Kate, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
All right, come on. Scat.
First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And the defense holds him at the 2, Brock. He can't get beyond the line. Still a couple yards short of that end zone.
When you get stuff like that on a 2nd down run, the focus kind of shifts from getting a 1st down to just giving your punter enough room to get the ball out.
Ready.
Fullback trying to power it across. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Chiefs finish up an excellent opening series. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long might become the grave their season rests in if they don't respond.
Ooh. The Chiefs get lined up and they will kick this away. Johnson now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. They'll run it from Travion Henderson. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Here we go. White 20, Cornell. Attack.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's incomplete left side. And we talked about it earlier. Brought a losing streak into the building with him. That is not a good start towards breaking that streak as they go 3 and out.
No, you want to bust that narrative. And the best way to do that is to start fast. And, well, once again, they're not.
He fields this at the 18. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. First call here coming from the shotgun. Here's Tua. And trying to set up the screen. Dobbins. There's the intensity we expect in the playoffs. The defense going big play hunting, and they get him behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Well, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right? And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Short pass brought in. Breaks the tackle. Fights up a tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And the Chiefs look like they have it. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Hey, Kate, these last few minutes make me want to look away. Been a really rough series of events here for an old retired quarterback to watch.
Wish you could see him up here. All these turnovers not doing it for you, partner?
Well, the interception, I mean, start there.
Oh, Dobbins loses it. But it looked like the Chiefs got this one back. Ooh, lucky break there, making that recovery. Nearly saw them trade fumbles there on back-to-back plays, Brock, but a chance recovery kept one turnover from answering another.
Kate, can we please? Please. Can we please hold on to the football? Somebody. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind up here. And you know what the defenders are going to do? They're going to smell blood in the water, and they're going to be swinging as wildly as I am here in the booth.
About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They have it on 3rd and 9.
Motion.
3rd and long for him here. That's caught. This is Addison. And this play reaches the 35 before it comes to an end. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. It's nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Ready. Out with that. Ready. With that. Out with that.
And the receiver's gonna take this one on the jet sweep. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And it's gonna be first down, Kansas City.
I love that jet sweep for so many different reasons, Kate. But I really love when you get your athlete coming across, building up speed, so you can take off once that edge is set. He cuts it upfield, turns that type of run into a highlight reel run.
Left side into the hands of Shakir. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's incomplete on second down.
Kate, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they've just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
That's the first down, and he's still going. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Dive play straight ahead. Finds a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Ready.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Brought in. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal.
Ready. 21G. Hey, watch the back on this play. Watch the back on this play.
Dobbins. Can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
Oh, so aggravatingly close to a safety on that one right there, Kate. Just a matter of a foot, and they could have had some points on the board defensively.
Now we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. It's the Chiefs in front here at Arrowhead. Trying again from the 2. It's second and goal.
44. Ready. 22.
Tagovailoa, quick throw, complete.
Come on, let's go. Keep our foot together.
A good RPO play, it takes a lot of timing. Proper decision-making from a calm, cool, collected offense. Well, that one didn't have any of it.
One of the biggest snaps of this opening round of the postseason. Here comes third and goal.
Go, you go.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. False start makes this third down and 10.
Ready. 22.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. And it's incomplete on third and goal.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit, Kate. You get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win. Kate, I call that a win-win in the first half. You win on the scoreboard, obviously, by adding 3 and adding to your lead. But you also win mentally, making your opponent know if they make a mistake, you're going to capitalize.
Johnson with a return here. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. That's complete to the back. David Montgomery. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Play action here with Goff.
Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion.
DJ Chark there for the catch. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50.
Let's go, baby. Go, baby.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Goff. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And it's going to be 2nd down. Again, Goff. Brought in right side by Moore. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Chiefs territory.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Goff on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Tua setting up to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And this is going to be a 4-yard gain. They're out to the 24. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Tua now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Bails out of the pocket quick. That'll be incomplete to start the new set of downs.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
2nd and 10 now from the 32 after the incompletion.
Slide. Wait.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. And it's Carson Swessinger who got over there for the stop. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Got it, man. Shakir has it. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. Offense in the hurry up here. And they spike the ball to stop the clock. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. With this kick, we're back underway. A spot in the divisional round on the line. Johnson now on the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. First call here coming from the shotgun. Throwing is gone. That one's complete right side. And he'll get this up to the 33-yard line. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league. Yikes. As that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. It's just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They'll throw third and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So they're left with fourth down here. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. That's taken at the 15. And this return finally comes to an end. What a stretch it was to give his guys a short field. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Ready, shot? All right, go ahead, go, go, go. Come on, two.
What's that in? What's that in?
Get on.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Hey, get set. Ready, team.
Now Tungavailoa to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. And things look tougher now with third and long. Here he goes, third and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's a Chiefs first down.
All right. Ready, team. Turn on three, kick.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. All right, here we go. Second down.
Go ahead.
Back-to-back carries here. And this is looking familiar, partner. He's dropped for a loss again. And it's going to be third down.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives him a first down. Running it after the penalty. And second down's gonna be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it gonna take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this third down.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Brought in by his back, Dobbins. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kid.
Oh, and he eats a hit to bring an end to that, right near the 25-yard line. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. Here's Goff on 1st and 10. Throw left side finds Johnson. Along the right sideline, there's space. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders shrinking the lead some in the third.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and then he can do his damage. Big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Crash.
1st down,
Crash.
here's Tua.
Crash.
Rolling out to his left. Throw left side, finds Fannin. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
That's one of the dangers, Kate, when you're a quarterback and you string a play out like that. Defenders are so fast flow that it puts so many guys in the neighborhood of your targets that even if you complete the pass, good chance it's not going anywhere.
Flushed out of the pocket. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Here's Tua again. And he's batted away up front. Throw doesn't even get beyond the line. Thanks to a well-timed swat there, they're going to face 4th down. Kansas City sends out its punt team. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground with Henderson.
Lock him down, lock him down, lock him down.
Once around him, he's got space. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. 1 quarter to go, Brock, and we'll see who can earn the wild card win. The Raiders have the ball, and they have work to do to save their playoff run. New set of downs for them from the 31. Dump on 1st and 10. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
This is Henderson on 2nd down. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down. He'll air it out on 3rd. Hits his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
Connects on the crosser. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's a Vegas first down. Off play action, Goff. Oh, he's got it in close. Touchdown, Vegas. The Raiders come through to tie it in the 4th. The touchdown brought it even, and this try can give them a 4th quarter lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's White on the return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And trying to set up the screen, Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
All right, come on.
Back to throw, Tua. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Sticking to the air, it's Tagovailoa. Flush down out to his left. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Kate, I gotta believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Looking to throw. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Picked off by Carson Swessinger.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Going to the ground again on first. Wow, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Raiders clinging to a 1-point lead. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Goff. He'll get it complete to Travion Henderson. Continuing to dig, he's inside the 25. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now we get another stoppage here, just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout.
Gotta be a pretty good actor. Gotta be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. They'll run again with Montgomery. And this is going to be just what this defense ordered. A great play to back these guys up, shift the momentum a little here in the 4th. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. They'll motion him out of the backfield. He'll throw it. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that brings up 4th and long. Here's Riley Patterson. A lot riding on this field goal try. Tracking for it, and it's good! And now their lead will push out beyond a field goal.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10.
44, ready. Wait.
Here he is to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Juan Thornhill takes it away. And the Raiders make the play that should win them this game. No timeouts remaining here, partners, so they can just run out this clock. Designed quarterback run here. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And you never want to count out those wildcard teams once the postseason begins, right? We've seen a few go on magical runs before, and they've officially begun theirs here, fighting their way to next week's divisional round games. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners, as we say so long from Kansas City.